Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ahoefa Lawson, and today we're gonna talk about money. If you haven't seen my last video, I'll put the link somewhere here. Go check it out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. That's a good support for me. And let's get down to it. So money. Today I want to talk about money. I love to talk about money. I love to learn about money. I think we live in a society where we need to know and know how to earn, know how to save, know how to manage at least. Even if you don't earn a lot, you need how to know how to keep the little you earn. And I think we live in a society where it's hard to live and function without money. Maybe it's possible, but I think it's very hard. So I want to talk a little bit about it, and I wanted to talk about it because also last week I finally read the book about, I think the title is The Richest Man in Babylon. This book has been on my reading list for at least 4, maybe 5 years now, and I stumbled upon it on YouTube, and I was like, okay, you didn't make the effort to go and buy it and read it. The book came to you, so now you don't have the choice, you have to listen to it. And I listened to it. I mean, I've already known a few of the wisdom in it, but I really loved, especially in the beginning of the book, the easy way the author explained money management and wealth building philosophy. And I want to share that with you today. So let's get into it. So in the book, and I think it's a good philosophy to have for ourselves, the first one was a part of all the money you make is yours to keep. Let me say that again. A part of all the money I make is mine to keep. And I've already understand the value of saving. I learned my lesson very early in my working journey, earning money journey, being an adult journey. At the beginning, I used to earn the money, spend the money, live the good life. And I quickly learned that sometimes accidents happen, surprises happen, and you better be prepared for it. And I learned my lesson. But while reading that book, it really hits me that the money we earn is ours to keep. So in the book he said, like, it's kind of stories and dialogue in it. And one of the character was asking, but isn't all the money we earn already ours to keep? And he said, really? Where are the money you kept then? Don't you pay your taxes? Don't you pay your food? Don't you pay your clothes? That money you give it away. You don't keep it. So the money you give away, the money you spend is not the one you keep. The one you keep is the one you save, the one you put apart, and the one later you invest. So the first wisdom was to keep a part of the money you make. The second wisdom was to invest that money. You have to take it and you invest it. The first job, he used the example that wealth is like a tree, and the money you save is the seed that you have to go and plant in fertile soil. You have to take care of it, you have to guard it, you have to water it, and make it grow, and if you take a good care of it, it will grow into a beautiful tree that will shade you for more than your life, and maybe shade your kid and your kids' kids. So, first lesson, keep a part of all the money you make. Second, the money you keep, invest it and make it grow and make it work for you, so that when you're sick or whether you work or not, travel or play, you still have the money you work for now working for you. That was the second wisdom that I took. The third wisdom was to keep to take advice only from people that are competent and experienced in the area you're seeking advice from. Meaning, if you need to learn how to go to cook, go to the cook. If you need to learn how to invest, go to people that have as business for a long time with success, as the business of handling and investing and building wealth. Don't go to your dad, don't go to your friend, unless your dad or your friend are experienced in that domain. Otherwise, they are not the one giving you advice from that. Ask advice from your dad, maybe about, I don't know, how to raise kids, I don't know, or about something he does well. But otherwise, you go to people that have experience in handling money and making money grow. That was the three big wisdom. Then in the book, he goes a little bit more into detail, and he said there is 7 cure for a lean bank account, a lean purse, but nowadays we'll say a lean bank account. And he starts with the first cue is to keep a part of all the money you make, and he said to keep at least 10%. And I tend to agree with him that no matter what happens, no matter how little or how many you earn, you should at least keep 10%. Personally, I am making the vow from now on to at least keep 51% for myself, because there is no reason for me working so hard and giving more than half of the result of my hard work to somebody else. So I'm gonna have to work really hard to make it consistent. I mean, for a few months now, it was more than 50%, but now I'm gonna have to keep doing that. And also, what I understand from reading the book was there's many things in life where we automatically do because that's how it is. We don't go around it unless you're really in a bad place. But otherwise, you have to pay your taxes. You work, there's a part that goes to the government, and you know it, and you plan for it, and you don't say that, oh, I'm gonna work and keep all the 100% of it for myself. No, you say that maybe 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50% gonna go to Uncle Sam. That's how we say it in French. So you prepare for it and you take it into account. You say, okay, maybe somebody pay me $1,000, but actually I'm gonna give 25% to Uncle Sam, and I'm only gonna keep 75 for myself. So in your head, you already know that you are not actually earning the $1,000. You're only earning the $750, $100. So I'm now trying to get into the habit of thinking in that way, in saying, okay, maybe I'm gonna have $1,000 coming into my bank account, or 10,000 or 20,000, it doesn't matter. Make the math simple, 1,000. Gonna come to my bank account, okay, 51%, it's for me to keep. So 500, let me think about the number. 5,100. Did you say 50? No, not 5,100. 500. 505. How do you say it? 510. 500. 510. Yes. $510 is mine to keep. So I'm only actually earning to spend $490. That's how I'm trying to think now. And so if my budget, my monthly expenses and entertainment and travel, all of that is, I don't know, let's say $1,000. Now I know that $1,000 will be the 49%. So I have to add another 51% to that amount. So that will be my earning. Because it's funny how we never say, oh, I only earn this much, so I'm not gonna pay my taxes. Because I know I need this much to live. The state gonna take this much out of what I'm earning, so I need to earn this much to live. So now I'm gonna think the same way. I'm gonna spend this much. I also need to save this much. It's a requirement. So I need to earn at least this much. That's how I'm gonna think about it. And I think that's a good way to think about it. So you have to earn and keep at least 10% minimum for yourself. You can keep more if you think you deserve more. And I think you deserve to keep more. The second cue is to keep a hold of your expenditure, is to make a budget. Is to, let's say, don't make a budget if you don't like to make a budget, but at least is to know to the minimum how much do you need to live every month. Do you know how much is necessary? Do you know? Okay, you need to know that, to sit down and to know how much you're spending every month in every direction, for entertainment, for food, for clothing, for traveling, for schooling, for health. You write all of it down. Then, okay, this month I spend this month I spend this. Then you go through it and you see what is necessary. What is that even if tomorrow I am laying in a hospital bed, I still need to provide for. Those are the necessary. Everything else, it's not necessary. So you have to go through it and make it known. So that is the minimum you need to earn every month to live. Then to that you add all the entertainment, the traveling, but that has to go. It doesn't. It need to be no more than 90% of how much you're earning. And if you decide like me to save more, it doesn't need to be more than 49% of what you're earning. Okay? So you do that. That's your second cue. The second cue is to know where the money is going. Make it spend no more than the percentage left after you put aside what you commit to put aside, and commit to it, because when you don't commit, you will always find a way, a reason for not putting that money aside, an emergency, and you will find it. So commit to it and organize your life in a way that allow you to go and respect those commitments. And the other thing he was saying in the book that I really love, and that got my thinking like, oh yeah, mind blowing. He was saying that we will always have more desire than money to satisfy those desires. That's the human nature. That's why every time most of the time, when you don't have the control over your spending habit, when you earn more, you starting spending more because you have more desire, right? It's like time. You want to learn to do this and that and travel here and do this and have this many kids, but you only have so much time. So you have to go through it and say, okay, I'm gonna spend my time here, but spending it here means I'm not gonna spend it here. You have to do the same with your desire of spending. You have many desire, spending desire, you only have this much to spend. So write down all your desire, it's good to know them, and say, okay, I have this budget for you. Which one is coming for the ride? And pick the one that matter to you and go for the ride. But you're not gonna be able to satisfy them all, even if you were really, really rich. Okay? So that's the second cue. Get a hold of your expenses. Okay. The third cue is to invest. You can invest in real estate. You can, I think a good investment to do maybe is to buy the place where you live. And I'm starting to thinking about that. For now, I'm renting where I am, and I'm starting to say, okay, because where I rent is so cheap for the emplacement and the superficie, how do you say, the square meter that I have. If I have to buy the same apartment, I'll have to pay a higher mortgage, let's say. So it's really tempting to say, it's not worth it. But that money that I'm putting out, it's gone forever. But if I pay something that is mine, I'll probably pay something smaller, and that's fine for now. And then when you have more, spend more. You have to live within your means. I have to live within my means. So I'm gonna work to put my finances and my job in order, so I can go and buy the place where I live. And then I want also to invest in real estate, so buying maybe a studio or a condo to rent and see what comes next. You can also invest in the stock market. I'm kind of not so sure about it. I'm still thinking about it. I think it's easier and that can be a good investment. I just have like few values conflict that I have to resolve and see if I'm gonna go for it or not. That's for myself. If you're totally, completely okay with investing in the stock market, you have to go and learn about it and go for it. The other thing is also that I've learned about ways to save more. I haven't spent the time to learn about how to invest yet, so I'm starting to, that's the next stage for me, that's where I am. So I'm starting to work on that. But the third cue is to invest your saving. The fourth cue for a lean bank account is to guard your money. When you start saving, you have to be able to protect the money. I am a big believer in giving and helping people that are in need, but I also believe that especially when you work hard, when you're not just like having money like throwing at you. My mom used to say, even if you have like a tree that was just giving money, you still have to go and make the effort to pick the money. So you still have to do something. And most of the time, some people try to make you feel bad for now having a little money aside and not wanting to share or to help them because they are in a bad situation. If you have the means and someone is in a bad situation and you can help, go and help. But also, some people live the good life, right? They enjoy themselves and they make fun of you for being cheap, for being so disciplined, and then when they are in trouble, they come to you because they know you make the sacrifices. And then you have to be the one carrying the burden of their undisciplined life. So you make your decision, but if you can help and you have the means to help without burdening yourself, do it. Because everybody make mistakes and everybody need to learn, and if you can help, no matter what, help. But do not put somebody else's burden on yourself if you're not able to carry it. That's my advice on that. And also about guarding the money you save. Most of the time when you start to have a little bit money pile up, you will have like opportunity, and some of them will be scam. And you have to be smart enough and patient enough to invest for the long run. I rather invest in something safer, because I worked so hard for the money I earn. I don't want to just throw it out and lose it. I want to invest in a place where I know no matter what happens, I will be able to keep, at least to have back my savings. If I don't have profits, that's fine, but at least I want to have back my savings. So you have to guard your money. The fifth cure is to own your home, is to own the place you live. A lot of people say that owning your home is not like an asset. It's not something that is bringing you money like when you buy a condo and you rent. But I think, and in the book, he was saying that if you choose the location of the area you live well, and the apartment or the house or the place you live, if you choose it well, you put the money in, and then it will keep increasing in value. And later, in your old age, or if you need it in few years after, you can sell it for profit and use the difference to, like an investment who brings you profit. So he was talking about the importance of owning your own home, and I think I agree on that. And like I said before, I am working on that, owning the place I live. And it's okay to start small, and then when you're finishing paying for that, maybe you can rent it and put more money and buy something bigger. But try to live within your means. Don't overdo it. That's my advice. The sixth cure is to ensure your future income. So I don't know exactly how it works in the US or in other countries, but in France, when you work, you automatically, before you even receive your paycheck and before you pay taxes, you have a good amount of your earnings that is taken, and it is keep for later. And when you're old, you will have the state paying, the government paying a percentage of all the money all the years you work and all the salary you earn. They will pay you a percentage of that, so you will keep having, it's like a retirement, right? They will pay you money every year until you are dead. And but the thing nowadays, even in France, it's more and more you can go to retirement later and later. And for example, if you don't want to work until 67 or 70, then you have to prepare for that. And you're not even sure when is somebody is taking care of something for you, you're not sure he's gonna take a good care of it. My mom used to say all the time, if you want it done well, do it yourself, right? Maybe somebody else can do it better, but if you know how to do it and you want it to be done like you want it to be done, do it yourself. And I kind of agree with it. So I'm starting thinking about ways to create income for myself in the long and also in the short run, because you never know, maybe you'll have an accident, maybe you can be sick and you can go to work and produce income. If you haven't planned for it, then you're in big trouble. So you have in advance have to think about those stuff and make a plan for it. That the sixth cue for a lean person. And the last cue, the last one, the seventh, is to increase your power of earning. It's to work on your earning capability. And for that, you have to keep studying, learning, improving yourself. If you know somebody who is doing something you want to do and he's doing better than you, maybe go look and try from a distance already. Try to understand why is he doing that you are not. How come he's better than you? How come he's getting paid more than you? And try to learn that. And if you can come closer to it and in contact with him, go and ask him how he's doing it. Maybe he can teach you. And most of the time, people are eager to teach what they know. So do that, and then you just have to invest. Even if you're done, you think you're done learning, you just have to keep investing in yourself and keep learning and do your part. So, and also if the thing that make money to you doesn't earn much. For example, in France, there's many things the income is decided in advance by the state, and you can't earn more. At least not so many people have figured out ways to go around it and earn more. So you have to go out, maybe do something else. Even if you love that, maybe you'll keep doing it, but if you want to make more, you have to go elsewhere or figure out ways of earning more there. Yeah, that's the 7 cue for a lean person. And the last thing I want to share that he shared in the book, I haven't used it, but I thought that was a good idea and a good place to start for. There's many ways to do that, but I thought that was a simple way. That what I really loved about that book was simple knowledge. And you have to go and read it if you want to. There was example and stories, simple, but that click, you're like, oh, I understand. So the last thing I want to share about, I never have to use it, but I think it's a good advice to know. It was about how paying debt. I think there's one thing my parents taught me well is like you don't spend more than you own. So you don't borrow money to pay for your iPhone. You don't borrow money to pay for your TV. You don't borrow money to pay for your car unless your car is helping you go to work and earn money. And you are sure that with that car you're gonna earn enough to pay it back. Yeah, otherwise you don't go borrow money. Even with houses, buy something cheaper, buy something smaller, live within your means. Though they taught me that, I wasn't aware of like saving money, but at least they taught me to live within my means. But and also I have the chance to live in a country where you can go and study without being in a debt, without having to, there still is some private school that will cost you money, but you can definitely go and study a major that will allow you to earn enough money to live well in France without having to go into debt. So I didn't have any student loan debt like you can have in other countries. But if you have debt, life happen. I don't have kids yet, maybe, life happen. So if you are in debt, he was saying that like you are keeping at least 10% of everything you earn to pay yourself. You keep doing that even if you are in debt. And I kind of agree with him. And then he say you take another 20% that you use to pay your debt. You divide it among all the people you need to pay, you arrange, you make it smarter. I think there's many ways to pay debts nowadays that are like modern that you can use, but you use 20% of your earning to pay that debt, and you leave with the 70% that's left. Yeah, that was simple. I think that was a good idea. So I wanted to share that too. I hope you learned something from that video, from the story in the book. You can definitely go check the book out. The name is the Richest Man in Babylon. If you like the video, please comment down below, share what you like, share what you didn't like, what you disagree or agree with, kindly of course, but share. Click the subscribe button, that's a big support. Click the like button, that also helps. And that's it for today. Let's meet again in the next week in the next video. This is Ahoefa Lawson. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye.